to practice astrology would be good to have Atmakaraka somehow related to 11th in the Rashi or in the Navamsha. It can happen in Navamsha also.
Do you also give weightage to like how well placed it is? Like if it's, of course, I mean, if it's exalted, it's better, or own sign, it's good. But what if that Atmakaraka is in debility, or it's under curse, or something like this?
Yeah, then it's much more difficult. Basically, this Atmakaraka related to 11th house must not mean astrology only. It can be other Vedanga, can be other Veda.
I see.
Then that depends on the yoga. For example, if there is Mars relation, like in my case, I have Mars 11th Lord with Atmakaraka Jupiter, so Mars normally shows Jyotish. So Agni, the fire, normally is for astrology, because astrology is very much about predictions, and predictions are vision, and the vision is fire, visuals. So therefore,
that's why it's the Sun and Mars.
Sun, Mars, Ketu, yeah.
And how would you rate like Sun? So any of the three will work here if like Sun or Mars or Ketu in the 11th?
I would, to be super honest, I don't know the exact, I was not taught. This is a very nice question, but I would speculate that from this point you are not really saying what kind of Vedanga it is. It just shows that your soul is connected to any kind of tradition or spirituality.
I see.
Better indicator would be to see fifth lord in this case. Fifth lord connected to 12th house or fiery planets like
fifth
Mars,
lord
Sun,
from the Lagna or the Arudha?
From the Lagna, from the Lagna.
And what about like married life? Like when people ask you about how will be my married life, of course the dashas are important, but what else do you see, like apart from like the standard things like Venus and 7th house? What are some of the other things that you see which people may not be seeing in your opinion?
I have seen that Venus, 7th lord and 6 or 8 may show that people don't want to marry.
I see.
This is my recent
or maybe they are
realization. Yes, even when people will say, "Oh, what? I don't want to marry. I'm doing everything for marriage," but they have something in them which makes them very independent. They try to be somehow self-reliable, so they are depending on self very much. They are, we could say, like warriors. I have a few friends with 7th lord and 6th house with Venus, and they are looking for a relationship, very much, but their vibe is basically that they can do in life independent. They are somehow, their mindset is like for more independent way of thinking. So when the 7th lord and Venus are in 2nd, 12, 6 or 8, this is like very basic, we could say, psychological dilemma, we could call it. There could be some problem with that.
So if the 7th lord is in 2nd, still you say it's a dilemma, because it's a Dushtana from the 7th lord.
Yes. It's the best shadowy house, because the 12th, 2nd, 6 or 8 are all shadow houses. They are Dushtana because they are in shadow from the sun. But the 2nd is called Hari Baba.
Could you please repeat?
So when we have the sun, if we see the sun, then anything which is in the 2nd, 12, 6 or 8 is like in the shadow. Right? It's in the shadow.
See. I see.
So therefore Dushtana means that there is a darkness there, and because of that, the darkness, because it's not in the close proximity with the sun, there is the tamas guna can come very easily. Because the sun hates tamas guna. Whenever it's the sun, it really hates tamas guna. So if there is no light, then the tamas guna can come, and therefore all the evils, the 6th, 8 and 12, the problems with it. But the 2nd house is very interesting, because the 2nd house is called Hari Baba. It has this blessing of Hari, and therefore 2nd house is excluded from the Dushtana, because it has the function to feed you. It's the house when the moon is exalted, so it's 2nd house, it's very positive. But when the 7th lord is there or Venus is there, it still may show that you may be rejected by others when it comes to relationships.
Oh, I see.
Yes, yes. So Shastra
Rejected
also, when
by
you see
others.
Shastras, they don't speak very well of Venus in the second
I
or
see.
seventh lord in the second.
Okay.
Not also the spouse may be unavailable. If the seventh lord is in the second house, the spouse may be unavailable. For example, may work a lot, be in other country. Also, those things which you said also they apply to seventh
And
lord
in
in the
fact,
second.
today I saw in Instagram you said about like Rikta Tithi.
Rikta.
So you said like somebody is born in a Chaturdashi or like Chaturthi.
Chaturthi, Navami, and Chaturdashi.
Yeah, that's a Rikta Tithi.
Rikta.
Okay, so what kind of problems can come like unavailable emotionally?
This is very interesting because when you talk about Tithi, we have 15 Tithis in the Krishna and Shukla Paksha,
Yes.
and they are 30 Tithis in the month, lunar days.
Yeah.
So in Western astrology, they are popularized very much as a new moon or a full moon, right? It's rituals. It's fine. It's also had a very big tradition in Poland. Before Christianity, there was a very big tradition of Slavs, a pagan tradition,
okay.
and the full moon and new moon, it was really very much celebrated like in India. They had
see.
special rituals like going to water and all that. So that was in Russia, Ukraine, Poland, in the Slavs countries, it was very much accentuated. Therefore, we are gravitating towards those ideas.
Okay.
But definitely what we can say is that Tithis are then categorized to tattvas.
Okay.
So they are divided into those Nanda, Bhadra, Rikta, Purna, and Jaya.
Okay.
So one of them is Rikta Tithi, and the Rikta is Nanda is 1, 6, 11, Jaya is 3rd, 8, and 13. Rikta is 4th, 9, and 14. And the Rikta is water. And Tithi is also general water. So it's like a relationship between water and water.
Okay.
Therefore, these people, like me, I also am Navami, and Sri Ram also was Navami. They may have problems with relating to other people.
Okay.
Because their emotions doesn't go. They don't have a relationship with any other element. It's like Tithi is generally water.
Okay.
And you are water category in the water. So
see.
you only relate to yourself.
Okay, I see.
So therefore these people, when they are young, they behave like they are in their own world.
Okay.
Some may think, oh, this person may be autistic, even sometimes.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that this must not be this. It is just that the person has a problem to relate to others because he's in the water. It's no other element.
Okay, I see.
So therefore, but this is psychological.
Okay.
This is psychological. To be it also circumstantial, to be it really the case, you have to check the Lord. You have to check Navamsha, Upapada. These three are very important.
And regarding Upapada also, like
Central thing for marriage.
Okay.
Central, most important.
Okay, so Upapada is the Arudha of the 12th house.
Aruda of the 12th house, yes. If you're, for example, many people are asking, will my marriage survive?
I see, okay.
Huh? You know, very popular question. Will my marriage survive?
No, when will be a second marriage?
Yeah, that is, if it not survive, that is the second one. Yeah, so there is only one point which can answer this question in your chart, and this is second lord from the Upapada.
I see.
If the second lord from the Upapada is strong, in Rashi or in the Navamsha, your marriage will survive.
I see, okay.
So there is no other way to check it. You cannot check it by 8 lord, you cannot check it by 8 lord in Navamsha. Only second from Upapada will tell you that if it will survive or break, because the Upapada is the contract which is made with the another person. So the question is really, will that contract survive?
Okay.
Then marriage is like a contract.
Yeah.
Contract of exclusiveness. You are only for me. You are only for me. This is the contract.
Yes. So if the second lord from Upapada is
weak, it will not survive.
Okay, I see.
So therefore you can also count which Upapada will survive.
Okay.
By seeing,
Okay.
first of all, is the Upapada strong? Secondly, is the second from Upapada strong? If they both are strong, then it means that your marriage will survive.
And I've also heard that you take the second Upapada as the second marriage. Is it like eighth from the first Upapada?
Exactly. You need to. Also, marriage, the word marriage may also be difficult. I was taught the nice wording for this would be attempt to getting married.
Oh,
This is
okay.
Upapada.
I see.
First attempt to getting married, second attempt to getting married. It must not be marriage. It may be a very serious relationship. Normally we say more than 1 year. If it's more than
okay.
1 year, it's Upapada.
Okay.
If it's only like 3 months flings or affair, 2 months, it's not Upapada.
Okay. So it can not mean like any relationship also, not necessarily marriage.
Exactly, but it must be serious. You wanted really to be with that person. Normally it's more than 1 year. At least we say also that you have to think about that person for more than 1 year.
Okay.
Interesting
I see.
factor.
So if the second lord from the Upapada is not well placed, then you will not be able to take it to marriage. That is what
No. If Upapada Lord is weak, you will not marry it. If Upapada Lord is strong,
Yeah.
you can be married. But if second from Upapada is weak, you may divorce afterwards.
Oh.
This is the nice
I
way.
see.
Yeah.
I see.
So Upapada Lord, if you will marry that person.
Okay.
Second from Upapada, if you will sustenance, exactly. So this is very handy tool when it comes to answer that question, because it's very hard. If you don't have Upapada, it's hard to say if it will survive. You can do Prashna then.
Okay.
Prashna will be
so in
the
the
second.
Prashna, then how do you identify that?
In the Prashna,
Like
basically.
suppose you see in the Rashi chart, but you get some hints that maybe it will not survive. So then what do you see like in the Prashna?
8th house will be very much pronounced. Lagna will be connected to 8th house or Saturn. Also in the yearly chart. Sometimes 6th house.
Okay.
So you can open the yearly chart, Varshapal, Titi Pravesh, whatever you are using, Prashna, and the connection of 6 or 8 Saturn to the Lagna, it shows divorce. Because the Saturn has the separate effects, like Saturn is Vayu. It's also different between Western astrology and Western, it's Earth element.
Oh, I see.
So in Vedic it's air, and this can disintegrate Earth. No? Like there is a lot of air, it can really push things, it can destroy things, like the rock. Water also can destroy, fire also. So the Saturn is displacing things. It shows that breaking things. So we have Jupiter, which is connecting Akasha Tattva, ether. Jupiter connects everyone. Everyone is one. And Saturn and Rahu also. Rahu is very much separating things. Therefore, Rahu creates borders. In India, I'm from south. I'm from north. We are the Tamil Nadus. We are the best. We are this. All these borders. This is Rahu and Saturn. So if Saturn 6, 8 in Prashna are connected to Lagna or also 7th house, now it depends who is breaking. If in Navamsha, if 8 Lord is connected to 7, then spouse is breaking. If it's connected to Lagna, then you are breaking. This you can also see.
Sure, the 8th Lord will tell you to who is connected.
Yes.
Okay, and the Navamsha in general is also very important, right, for marriage?
Yes, the difference would be that the Navamsha is what is happening in your marriage which may not have big impact on you.
Okay.
Rashi chart shows all the things which will impact you very much.
Okay.
Sometimes the relationship will impact you very much. It can change you totally. It can take you out of drugs. It can take you into drugs. It can take you to another country. It can make you indebted. You can take a loan and the lady will leave you. You will be with the big loan. Many things can happen.
I see.
So that will be in Rashi.
Okay, the physical manifestation.
Yes, what is on you? What is the impact on environment? Because the Varga shows environment. So what is the environment impact on you?
Okay.
But the Navamsha, it just shows what's happening in the marriage. no matter if it will impact you for a long time or not.
Okay, I see.
So the Rasi chart, it's the impact of everything, of career life, the Shamsa, of Shodamsa, the vehicles, the 4 apartments, the Vimshamsa spirituality, the 24 education, how all the Vargas are changing you, impacting you, and all that. No? So that is the nice way I would... How you would define the difference between the Rasi and Navamsha in this context?
Yeah, I feel the Rashi chart is very important because it tells you what's happening in the external world at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So for example, if the 6th house is activated, considering there are the other combinations are like just standard, some good combinations, some bad. And if the 6th house is active, then there could be a separation.
Exactly.
From your spouse. But if the Navamsha is not indicating separation, then it can mean that maybe it's like a temporary thing which you are feeling, but
yes.
It's not the cause of a big separation.
Exactly. Yes.
But if the Navamsha also indicates, the Navamsha will more indicate, do you really want to stay in the marriage or do you don't want?
Interesting. Okay.
And I've also seen if the 8th lord is linked with the Navamsha 7th lord or something, then maybe the person stays but the person doesn't want to. But if the Rashi chart doesn't show the 6th house, the person will end up staying but will not want to stay.
Got it.
But if the Rashi chart shows the 6th house, then bang on, it breaks.
Yes.
Provided the 8th lord of Navamsha is linked with the 7th house, sometimes even the Lagna. And sometimes the other way around, your 8th lord is not linked in the Navamsha, but in your Rashi the 6th house is indicated.
Okay, then
it's like saying you want to stay with somebody, but due to some reason you can't stay. It's like.
Got it. Okay.
There was one case, one client of mine. He had this combination. His 6th house was activated, and his dasha had just started when he had consulted me. He said, "Sir, we are about to get married now. What will happen?" I said, "I was wondering how in the universe did the marriage finalized?"
Is the chart wrong?
Yeah, then I did some birth time rectification and I did some Prashna and some other tools I used, and so it was perfectly alright. And then I saw in the Navamsha, his 7th lord was in 5th, in great dignity, and also he really wants this. And then within some days, this person called me and said, my grandfather expired.
Oh.
So now 1 year you cannot marry.
So circumstantial, something external. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and for 1.5 years that Antardasha was running.
Yes.
Then the next Antardasha was like neutral. It did not say yes, neither did it say no. So if it's neutral and the Navamsha is positive, so then he got married in the next Antardasha.
Got it.
So this is a situation where you want to marry but you can't.
Yes.
And some places people, if both are bad, you don't want and the marriage breaks.
That's good.
Yeah. And if you don't want, but the Rashi chart shows, 7th lord in a great dignity or something, then it shows you will be like, okay, I may not like this person, but my dharma is I should stay married.
And why it is happening? Because of what characteristic of Rashi? Why it is like that? How you would explain?
Because I think the zodiac sign, a particular Rashi tells you, your level of awareness and the sense of duty that you have. So I have seen if 7th lord is in a good dignity, friend sign or exalted or own sign multikon, then that sense of maintaining the marriage is very strong.
Agree, we are saying the same, yes.
Yeah, but if the Navamsha shows otherwise, it might be like, okay, it's my duty, like Lord Ram, okay, whatever, or Sita Devi, it's my marriage, I'll maintain, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
But you may not like to stay with that person. Right?
Yes.
Or sometimes it could be the opposite, that you like and you can't end up marrying the person. Sometimes it is also seen that person dies or something happens, Or the spouse's father doesn't agree, something like this.
Yes.
Yes, so therefore you just cannot see the Lagna chart, the Rashi chart, and you can't just see the Navamsha. You always have to see both together.
Yes, true.
Because when people really ask you, I have a problem in my marriage, so then I ask, is it like a one-on-one problem that you have with each other, or is it something which is beyond your control.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
So if it is beyond your control, like some other person is not agreeing, or somebody died, like grandfather died, 1 year you can't marry.
Yeah.
Then you have to see when, because the time can always change. Dashas keep changing, right?
Yes.
1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Venus is maximum like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
That's also not till eternity.
Exactly.
So when that changes, because the dasha comes from the Rashi chart, right?
Yes.
So that will change. So then the externals can also change.
Exactly.
But if there is a problem within the relationship, that nobody can.
Yeah, the dasha is,
The dashas will not matter. And then if the dasha is also bad, you just need an excuse, and you just you are like, oh yeah, now you have a job in a different city. I have a job in a different city. It was anyways not working. Let's call it off. It's like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess very fruitful discussion with you.
Yeah. Thanks, Bhabajeet. Very nice.
Great to meet you in Berlin.
Yeah.
First time. Yes. So if you like this video, click the thumbs up and subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah. For both channels.
And you can let us know in the comments if you want similar videos. Of course, I'll be going back to Ingolstadt, but we can always do Zoom recordings, right? Why not?
Exactly. Hope to meet you again.
Yeah.
Online.
Thank you.
Thank you.